Actually, I tried to drink myself to death, hoping that he'd kill me or something, just to get away from the mental abuse, the physical abuse.
The first time I did crystal meth was with my mother. I was 14 years old.
I was just into selling drugs and just stayed high all the time.
I'm 52 years old and had been making bad choices all my life, trying to find a home in a relationship. And the last one really did me in. And so I just finally knew that I couldn't go another step further without help.
When I moved to this area, just by a crazy fluke, I found myself in the food business. And through that experience, it really enlightened me to some of the oppression of the women in this area. And several times I had women come to me for a job and they wouldn't be able to keep their job for very long because of their dreadful life circumstances. They didn't want to come to work looking like they'd just been beaten up, or they were suffering some circumstances at home that kept them up all night. So I guess it was just seeing the issues that the women in this area deal with that just kind of spoke to my heart.
After I lost my mom and my brother, I kind of had a resentment about religion. Not necessarily just God, but why would he take my mom from me when I needed her so bad? That's all I had. So I went on this like destructive behavior, didn't care. So and I had this big old empty hole in my heart, which I've had for years and years, and I would try to fill it with drugs, alcohol, even gambling.
Police come looking for stolen property, and they found drugs and stuff in my apartment. And next thing you know, DCS is knocking at my door, and I got like 4 different, children's services workers coming and talking to me, and it was really scary. And I had no money. I have no family around here, so I didn't really have anywhere to go.
I was scared that the police were going to kick in my door at any moment, which they have done. They've kicked in our door. My little girl has seen guns to my head, to her daddy's head. But I turned myself in and kissed my kids bye, and turned myself in jail.
I lived in terror of his moods, of his anger. I mean, I honestly don't think I'd be alive today if it wasn't for Susan.
Even though we started out trying to give women the tools to be self-sufficient, we have entered into a world that's more into the business of saving lives. We have 2 babies here who I'm convinced wouldn't be with us if they had not been a part of Blue Monarch. One is a little baby girl who showed up here so malnourished and with a serious heart condition, and actually has ended up being a red-headed fireball.
When I come here, I was 6 months pregnant, and my water broke. I had an emergency C-section 30 days after I was in the hospital, and after he was born, his hands and his feet and his legs were black from no oxygen. It was like, God, everything I've ever done during my pregnancy, all the drugs I did, all the wrong things I was doing was just like right there in front of me. He's an everyday reminder of how God works in your life. When you want to straighten up, God will do things for you. And today, he is just a miracle. He really is a miracle.
Please don't take my sunshine away.
I've desperately needed more spirituality in my life. And the Blue Monarch program is faith-based, and we have instruction every week, and it's the greatest blessing of my life.
Just being here is breaking the cycle because I'm trying to change, and I am changing. It makes me feel so good to, be that way. and to let my children know that they're not going to watch me get drunk or get beat up or do drugs or be exposed to that lifestyle like I was.
That's just a major thing that's changed is my relationship with my girls, because now they, they love me. They're not insecure. They used to they didn't hardly see me at all. And now I'm with them all the time, which is just awesome. And I just love being a mother. It's just wonderful.
That's really the kind of woman that we look for, is someone who's kind of gotten caught in that black hole where they can't see a way out. And a lot of times all they need is just someone to take them under their wing and nurture them through that process, and that gives them the strength and the confidence to do what they need to do to go forward.
I go to Chattanooga State, but I'm just about to start a new job, in a nursing home. So I want to be a nurse with elderly people, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So, yeah, anything you want to do, they're going to make sure that you can do it.
You just sort of kind of go, is this really my life now? Is this like my life now? And it is. It is. It's just so special.
Everyone goes through individual counseling as well as group counseling. We also have someone come in and talk about nutrition and wellness and a different approach to health in general. Then, of course, we do the massage every other week, which is may sound like a big treat, but the main focus of that is to teach women to treat themselves to something special and that they deserve it. Then we're also addressing parenting skills. So there are a lot of things that kind of meet everyone's situation, but what we really try to do is tailor the program for each specific individual who comes here.
Both my parents, well, they met in art school, so there was art in my life, and I lost it all. I lost all the books, all their paintings that they had done, and the other day, Beverly, my mentor, brought me a book, Sister Wendy's tour, the paintings, and I opened it, and I had to apologize to her. I couldn't stop looking at it. I said, it's like I'm starving. I couldn't look at the pictures quick enough.
Blue Monarch is in an interesting collaboration with a for-profit and non-profit working together. The Blue Chair is a vehicle for the women to be provided employment on site while they're here. The Blue Chair is a bakery, coffee shop, cafe that's in Suwanee, and it started out to just be kind of a coffee shop bakery, and it's turned into more of a restaurant. But the extension of that is that we have started doing some mail order, and we do a lot of gift baskets, and it gives them a chance to make some money, and it gives them an opportunity to do something that they haven't done before, and it gives them a good reference for their job when they leave.
Whenever I come here, I've still got a problem with calling men for my baby's daddies for money or whatever. And now it's like, I don't have to do that no more. After, 2 or 3 months of people telling me, you don't have to do that, you don't have to do that, you don't have to do that. I'll help you in any way, and working, for the Blue Chair or whatever it takes, to not do that. For me to be independent is really, it's really different for me to not call a man and ask him for money. So. But I don't have to do that anymore, and it feels good, actually.
When you live your life just trying to stay alive, or maybe even don't even want to stay alive, just rather die, then when you come here and you have so many different options that you can do, I'm 38 years old and taking piano lessons. Who would ever thought that? I enjoy going to church. I enjoy the greenhouse out here. It's like my own little sanctuary. I really love that. I am going to get my GED. I'm going to do that. However long it takes me, I'm going to do that.
I truly say, I shut the door on that one life, and the minute I shut that door, this other door opened up, and I started down this new path.
The graduation process will involve our helping them get a job, help them find a place to live, which hopefully won't be public housing. And we also will give them a real long time of a weaning process, because we would encourage them to continue to come back here for support through counseling, and also just because they have such a strong support system here and such a strong sisterhood with the other women, that I think that that's going to be real important, that it's a long drawn out process.
When I graduate from the Blue Monarch, I will have so much to carry with me that I have learned from being around the wonderful people that are here, all the caring people, just to know that I can make it on my own. I don't have to ever go back to where I come from. Ever have to go back there.
I hope people hear about the Blue Monarch and do it everywhere, because it's the answer. The answer, you feel like a human being, you're treated like a human being, you're treated with respect, you're treated with more than respect, you're treated with care.
My gratification comes from watching my kids play, watching them laugh, watching them have fun. I can look at them now and know that they're happy, instead of sitting there wondering that they're happy. You know, wondering if they're getting enough attention, wondering if I'm doing right, you know, if I'm doing just the best I can. And now I know I am.
It's just a gift from God is what it is, you know. It's all about, I think that it's all, you know, from God, from all the way from Miss Susan's, you know, vision. I believe that was from God. I just believe that, you know, so it's kind of heaven sent is how I feel about it.
Without Blue Monarch, I'd probably be in jail, on the streets, cooking dope. If not in jail, in prison. I'm sure I'd be in prison or even in my grave. Probably. There's no doubt in my mind that one of the two places I'd be.
What I have found is that all it really takes is just to show someone that you love them unconditionally and that you're there for them, and to tell them that you believe in them. And that's really all it takes. That's what's amazing, is how simple it is. I mean, it's not anything complicated, it's just so simple. But now what they're doing is doing the same thing for their children. And so the children are now growing up with more self-confidence, and I mean, it's a cycle now that is creating itself.